Hello and welcome. I'm Modele Sharafa Yusuf and this is View from the Top. Today I'll be speaking with elder statesman and former information minister, Chief Edwin Clark. In the next 30 minutes or so, we'll be discussing several things: education, his life, and of course, politics. Politics of the 2015 variant. I'd like you to please stay with us, but first, here are a few things I'd like you to know about Chief Edwin Clark. Sir, do you find it disturbing when about 7 out of 10 people refer to you as an Ijaw leader rather than just an elder statesman?
I feel very, very much embarrassed. I don't want to identify myself with a particular ethnic group. I'm a Nigerian. But I don't blame my people for calling me so. Every area wants to have a leader. It didn't start from today. The Yorubas used to call Chief Obafemi Awolowo their leader. The Sardauna of Sokoto was a leader. Even Zik, as a nationalist, was also a leader of the Igbos. But I don't want people to overplay it. Otherwise, I'm an Ijaw man, and if they say I'm their leader, I'm happy about it. But I feel embarrassed sometimes that when it's overplayed.
You and the then Vice President Jonathan have been given credit for bringing the former Niger Delta militants to the negotiation table. What can the Northern elders learn from your efforts in those days in bringing the Boko Haram insurgency under control?
Well, I don't want to speak in order to offend anybody. When we had these militants in the creeks, we visited them. We told them what to do. You have a right, but don't destroy Nigeria. And I remember before, when this government came into existence, during Yaradua, I took the Vice President, now the President of Nigeria, to the creeks. We visited Camp 5. We visited Okrenkoko. We visited almost everywhere. We went in a helicopter to Bordeaux. And we saw everything. The boys were in the field. Let me tell you a small story. When we got to Warri Airport and we were about to fly, the general, the military general who was there, said he will lead the vice president to the place with armed soldiers. And the boy said no, their leaders. That Mr. Vice President was coming to visit them. They don't want to be intimidated with guns and so on. This was argued between Mr. Vice President, myself, and the general for about 1 hour before we took off. He agreed. We took the risk. We got there. And there was no trouble. Rather, we saw militants dancing in the river, flying their flags, giving us salutes. And we went to Camp 5 and stayed there for 4 hours discussing with the militants, Tompolo and his group. And Nasare Dokubo was there. Kingsley Kuku was there. We told them, it is true we have been neglected. It is true your area has not been developed. Enough is enough. give peace a chance. It was, that was what brought about the amnesty. Otherwise, there could have not been. The boy said no. Even the man who was tried recently, Oka, came to my bedroom in my house in my village, and I pleaded with him, accept the amnesty. So what I really expected from my brothers on this side, particularly in the Northeast, the governors should remain in their states. See to the problem, the crisis we are facing. Say to those of them who want help, help them. The victims, they are not there to take care of them. This is not the duty of federal government alone. And the leaders speak out. We spoke out to condemn them. They were militants. Speak out, appeal to them. They will listen to them. But everybody, most persons, kept quiet. Could you imagine a situation where somebody, a leader who wants to even be president of this country, saying that Jonathan brought Boko Haram in order to harass, to prevent the Northerners from becoming president. So if there's no settled situation, none of them will come in, will be voted for. So is this the same Jonathan who brought Boko Haram, will be fighting Boko Haram with all the money in this country for security? So all I'm saying, I'm not saying they should go and fight. These 5 governors who are moving around, have they visited the area? Have they appealed to them, their own boys? They have not. Have they seen to their welfare? No. So what I'm saying is that politics don't exist alone, in isolation. The welfare of your people, the development of your area should be paramount when you become governor. But today I find governors behaving very authoritatively, arrogantly, even more authoritative than the military governors we had before, who were more humane. This must stop. We can't have this in this country. We are not in a military regime. So all I'm saying is that Boko Haram problem is everybody's problem in this country. Yesterday they were killing only Christians and other civilians. But today they've attacked a mosque, killing Muslims. That shows that it's not a problem for a few people alone. It's a national problem. And we should not play politics with it. Let us government to see that these terrorists are wiped out from our society, so that we can live in peace.
By the way, sir, do you share the view that the Niger Delta amnesty program might have encouraged the insurgency in the north?
No. There has been Boko Haram since 2002 in this country, even during the Obasanjo's regime. But they were not vocal. They were doing their own religious affairs until 2009, when they were moving between Bauchi, Borno, Yobe, and so on, unmolested, until they had a clash between the former former civilian government of Borno State. They were calling them names. Ecommod or some name they were calling those who were supporting the governor. And the others they had their names. And they were moving together until they disagreed after the election, leading to the death of Yusuf, their leader. I think that's